Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Sekou Kenneth. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining us this morning, this afternoon, this evening. It is always good to be here. I want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV. And I want to admonish all of you to go ahead and share the show with your friends, share it on your page, share it in the groups that you are in, share it everywhere you can. I want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV. It's always good to be here. Um, Today we are asking you as to who is in charge of the Liberian government. Given everything we have been saying lately, or from the onset of the Liberian government, it is hard to determine as to who is actually in charge. Um, Today we listen to the senator of Monserrate County, Senator Daron. He made some revelations, and he also talked about, his office, and more importantly, he actually issued some statements and with some ultimatum as to what the government will do and what they will not do in terms of what they are doing with the so-called um, investigation or audit. Uh, Darrell makes, he made some comments that I think requires our, concern. We should be concerned about it, and we should, discuss it. It's very important. I think the reason why public officials, go public with some things, they want the public to discuss it. They want to see how the public will react to it, and that's exactly what we're going to do here today. The show is not going to be limited to what Dillon said, but also we will cover everything Liberia, especially when it comes to our governance system. And let's see if we can bring Mabel on here. Johnson Mabel Nkula, what are you doing, man? I just caught you right-handed.
Yeah, so I will try to take some in H2O to be able to have my system set before the 12 talking because mind you, who is in charge of the Liberian government, there are so many things ongoing. So indeed, that's a wonderful topic on today. So I had to take in some water so that I can be able. So in fact, you caught me right in it, like you said. Sometimes behind the scene, it can be easy. Sometimes we do our work. But again, everything, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Praise God. I mean, everything is now rosy, but it is what it is. We got to, be grateful to the Almighty for keeping us alive. Those who are not here, I believe they did nothing wrong, and we are here. We give nothing to Him, so we got to
There you
just
go.
we just got to celebrate Him for His
Mhm.
mercy and be thankful for life. So yeah, I want to encourage each and every one of you to share the show. It's very important. Everybody, please share the show because today, a whole lot going
I
on.
like that.
A whole lot going on. You saw yesterday how our friends, got angry at us. They were insulting, threatening, and the rest of it. But then today I was just browsing through Facebook and then I saw Senator Abraham Daros Dillon, making some serious comments. In fact, He was speaking as the president, actually, solidifying what we have said over and again, that Joseph Boga is not in charge. Joseph Boga is not in control. He doesn't run the government. He is being a pushover. He's somebody that be leading from the back. Perhaps you have people that actually telling him what to do, how to run the government. We told you here that even the decision to make to bring Abu Kurma or Fadiga and all the guys, to bring them back or to make a decision, it was Daron who told the president that he want all of them to be suspended or all of them to be fired. And if you're going to bring any of them back, you should bring all of them back. And the president, on the other hand, got some other advisors. All of them are fighting to actually see how much they can get out of him in terms of control, in terms of leverage. But again, I want to say thank you to all of you. If you haven't shared the show, please go ahead and do so. So, Mabon, what is going on and how is Liberia?
So again, thank you so much to our people. Please share. Those of you who haven't yet, maybe share, like, and comment. We are encouraging you to also do. If you haven't, maybe one way or other, you haven't yet followed the SKTV show or maybe the page, we are encouraging you to also follow the SKTV Arabic. Is SKTV Arabic, please. We are encouraging you. Go there now. If you listen to me very well, because most of you say, oh, maybe I want to follow the page, but I made mistake. It's not SCA. Most of the time we say SK. SKTV. So don't put SCA. When you put SCA, that means you're going to miss out. So it's SKTV. And most definitely, you're going to see the page is SKTV Arabic. Yes, then you're going to see the page. So again, thanks to all of you for always being part of us. Indeed, today's Monday. Seku, today's Monday, having to be the 5th of August, the 8th month, and the year remain the same, 2024. Someone will say, what happened in Liberia? Like you already asked, so many things happening on region. First, let me say indeed to our people, indeed, we want to use the time to welcome the newest U.S. ambassador designated to Liberia. On today, the Foreign Affairs Minister, Madam Sarah Beslow Yanti, has welcomed the new accredited U.S. ambassador designated to Liberia, Mr. Mark Turner. So, on behalf of President Joseph Yimabwaka and the Liberian people, our Foreign Affairs Minister welcome the new U.S. ambassador to Liberia, Mr. Mark Turner. So, some of you now, it will not be the Chachi affairs as usual. We always say, oh, the Chachi affair. Now we have the newest U.S. ambassador in Liberia. Maybe this is the latest news some of you are hearing. Yes, indeed, we have the newest U.S. ambassador in Liberia, and that's the first news. So before we go to the trending news in Liberia, yes, indeed, as you may be aware, there have been this news about a planned protest in Liberia on today, the 5th of August, by the dismissed EPS officers who were talking about their benefits and so forth. And again today, someone will say, unfortunately, we didn't really see that, but we witnessed the presence of huge security officers at the headquarters of the former ruling party of the CDC on today, and that sparked off a lot of mixed reactions to that, even including some advocates of the CDC also going to the party headquarters and showing concern as to what's going on, what's happening, and in fact, they even also issue some press statement about the presence of the Liberia National Police, or especially those who are responsible when it comes to protest, or those who are maybe responsible for riots. They were also seen today at the headquarters of the CDC. And so indeed, there were this kind of news, or the news that today that sparked reactions from the public about the police officers' presence at the headquarters of CDC. So Seku and the rest of the team, so far so good. These are some of the training news, apart from all of the major news about the audit reports, the former Auditor General John Modu exceptions about the past and now the present government, corruption cases and so forth, and the audit report about the former president not bringing the audit report into public, that in fact the former president or the former government, they conspire against those corrupt government officials. But again, there are some mixed reactions to that also. People are also saying that how can the former auditor, by them, you were seeing also supporting this government headed by President Joseph Imam Buakai, which of course you know very well that he was corrupt, but he supported him during the time of the elections. And at the end of the day, the president won, and now coming up to say that this is what happened, this is what been going on. So again, but again, to the other news, quickly before I turn over to you about the uh, former central bank governor being suspended. We hearing news that because of that, the president sent communication through his Minister of State about requesting for about 8 million USD to pay back some money that have been borrowed from SRB or the SR Bank, according to the information and the letter, that indeed the president requested for that amount and the governor refuses. So because of that, according to what we got in, that because of that he was suspended, or because of that sometimes there were some misreaction between he and the government, so he had to go. These are some of the information that we are getting from the public and also from the government, and people in sources are also telling us that indeed some of these things, because of the central bank governor, but then Talu refuses to lend some about 8 million USD to the government. So far so good, and let me say thanks to you and the other of the team also for making sure that the Liberian people, because I've been receiving couple of calls as to how come maybe you people are not in time. I said, well, we've been preparing behind the scene. So thank you so much.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Mabel. And I want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV. I want to encourage you to share the show. We are, encouraging each and everyone to follow SKTV and to do what is right by making sure that you share the show. So when we ask as to who is in charge of the government of Liberia, we do it so because we know exactly what is going on. So we are going to play a video by Senator Abraham Daron today, wherein he indirectly attacked all of us, especially those of us here in the, uh, those of us that are doing show in the evening, Nabra time, and they call us political talk show hosts. And he said a lot of things, but the part that really caught my attention is wherein the senator, you know, talk about how and when and who will be audited and how they will go about it. Speaking as if to say he was the official spokesperson of the government. Let's bring Muna on so we can get this conversation more. Okay, let's do Muna trying to put something together in the back there. Once she is settled, we'll definitely, um, you know, uh, bring her on. But yes, I want to encourage all of you to share the show. It's important that we share the show because this conversation, man, is not going to be easy. Let's bring the senator on and hear what he's saying. Let's hear, because I'm not going to show you all the things they were doing. That would take us more time. We'll talk about that a little bit, but listen to him.
Deter us from doing what we have to do.
we do our work. The people who want to do their 2029 politics is starting in so early. We understand that those things. When we're ready for national politics, for national elections, we know the men from the boys. For now, let the boys be running. Every evening, people just put people name in all kinds of things. And generally, you're not talking this way. Only maturity will make me not to talk the way I used to talk. That immaturity will make me get key in my head there and knock door. I got key to the presidency. We don't want brother government. I can't get key to the room or to the door there and knock door. You use the key, you go in there and fix things and correct things. You are valued when you do that. That immaturity can make you make it no whole day. Go inside when you get a key, that way you have access for. When you got key, it means you got access. You go in there, you correct things. There are things that must be publicly said to know your public stand on some issues. Notwithstanding that you part of the administration, then you do it, and that's what I do in session. And if people think I should be talking whole day, maybe no whole day. Look, I'm a politician too. When the people not fair, you don't get fair for them. Because they will get fair with you for getting fair for them. Honestly. And what we have done under the rescue administration in 6 months is not sufficient enough to give verdict on this administration. Those who wanted to give us so early, they were greedy. Those who gave us so early, high expectation, they were either greedy or they are not rational. The people told the country from will rescue this country from to stop the bleeding. And anybody expected already magic. In 6 months, you are not a rational person. The administration is making some mistakes. We should not have made some of those mistakes. We're correcting those mistakes. We have a listening ear president, and he's following, he's listening, and we're correcting some of those. Sometimes you hear some nominations, then they are withdrawn. There are some people, they say, I finished doing it, let it just stay. When you do nomination, and it found out to be out of order, and you withdraw it, that leadership, you should not make those mistakes. But when you make the mistake and you make effort to correct it, that's growth. But oh, they make it to a mistake. Yes, we are not supposed to be making those mistakes. But when the mistakes are made and you identify the mistake, you acknowledge the mistake and you correct the mistake.
Yeah, hold on. Somebody say no sound. Is that true? Can you guys hear us? I don't know. Just somebody say no sound. Can you guys hear us?
You
Let me
guys are
know.
clear, yeah. You guys are clear.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Somebody, one of the saying that there's no sound. I think Joseph come to say that. So let us
It's
know.
very clear and going today. It's very clear and going today.
Okay. Thank you so much. So let's go back to it. So let's play it to the end, and then we will, discuss it.
You are going. Other administration was stubborn, arrogant, recalcitrant. They wouldn't listen. And so we want to thank the president in closing. All of these prosecutions that are ongoing, we give our full backing. There is no witch hunt. They complain and they demand that we should go back to early administration and J.J. Rao administration. No, the rescue mission will not do it. We'll do last in, first off. We'll start from the one we just took over from, and then we'll start going down the ladder until we reach J.J. Rao time. But for now, we're not starting from J.J. Rao time. The previous government had the opportunity to start from the previous government that they took over from. They dropped the ball because they wanted to steal. Joseph Boaka's action is not just going after former officials. Joseph Boaka's action is more than going after former officials. Joseph Boaka's action is telling us in the government, don't try it. Because when you try it, I will do it to you. If I do it to you, the next administration will do it to you. If anybody get that message from that perspective, then they are not smart. Joseph Boaka's action is laudable. The vicious circle of one government taking over.
So we will stop it right there. And so, welcome, Muna, welcome.
Thank
Uh,
you.
welcome, everybody. Let me, before we dive into this conversation, let me welcome the both of you. Muna, how you doing? And how is Zredo? Grand Jury as a
Uh,
whole.
I'm doing pretty good, and Grand Julia County is okay for now. Yeah, everything is relatively calm
Thank
in
you.
Grand Julia County. Yeah.
That's good to know. President Monk, the chief
What's up?
analyst, what's
What's
going
up,
on?
Chief?
What's
Man, a
going on?
lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. Outside Liberia, our financial market, the economy, 3 days in a row, people complaining about recession. We're seeing what happening in Bangladesh. I think the protester forced the president or dictator of more 20 years. She fled her own presidential palace. And so many things going on. A lot of things going on. Middle East is crazy. Like the whole war is just crazy. You can't keep track of things happening. It's so fast. You
Mhm.
can barely keep track of it. Like it's so tough to keep up with the pace. And I just listening to your senator there talking, those are the people that are in control. Those are the people that why he say when you got a kid, I love that sarcasm. When you have the kids, you don't have to knock on the door. We are the one running the show, and we will do what we have to do. If you think we are not doing the work, it means you are irrational. So you are literally stupid for saying with
Yeah.
look, that guy is an interesting character. But let me stop there for now because we get an intro, we'll get into that.
Thank you so much. I hope Liberians are listening and following. So I want to take this time to welcome all of you, whether you are watching us or listening to us on any of the radio station, whether it's Radio Forma, whether it's Truth FM, or whether it's Top FM in Dredu, Grand Julia County. We want to welcome all Liberians from all walks of life. Liberians across the globe. We want to welcome everybody. This is so interesting today. But I want to say, to the Senator Abraham Daron, I believe the reason why he went, he took the social media to, what he did. I didn't play the video from the onset. The video is telling us that Dillon going around showing furnitures, deck, office decks and other stuff in his office that he purchased it on his own. I didn't want to waste our time on those things. And it is shameful that lawmaker, people that are supposed to be holding the executive accountable, whether it is for not following the constitution, whether it is about financial matters, whether it is security matter, holding government accountable for not doing what is right. He's the one now speaking for the government, saying we brought this government to power. I have the key to the executive mansion. So you'll be stupid on my part to knock on the door. He said, this is their government. He said they will not do what Liberian people are asking. He's speaking for both the rescue mission as well as Joseph Baka government. SKTV will always be vindicated. We have said this time without number that Joseph Baka is not in control. We made it very clear that decisions are made by DeLong, Yombly, Prince Moi, and the rest of the rescue senators that were hired or that were actually given the responsibility by the president to do the job of the executive. In fact, what Daron just did, it is a violation of the Liberian Constitution. The Constitution says that no person serving in any of the three branches of the government can serve in the other one. But Daron now speaking as the spokesperson for the government, for the executive. It's not just unfortunate, but it speaks volume as to his knowledge about our governing system. Daron should have known better. Daron been around for a while. I got to know Daron the first time to interact with him, to talk to him back when Charles Taylor was president, when TC Gu was the Deputy Minister for Operation, when Daron used to work at the Justice Ministry. We were arrested as advocates for social justice through the Transport Union. That was the first time I saw Daron. So Daron been in government for a while. He's been around. Daron served as Chief of Staff under Edwin Snow as Speaker of the House. Daron served as Chief of Staff under Madam Joe Howard Taylor as Senator. Daron been in government now since 2019. So Daron is expected to know better. But you know, we are conflicted. When you are overly zealous and lacking moral autonomy and not knowing your own, responsibility, this is exactly what you do. He insults everybody. He looks down on everybody. He feels that he knows it all. He is utterly arrogant, very petty. So he will come and insult everybody, attacking talk show hosts for calling them out. But I think Senator Daron is a gift that keeps on giving. What you just did is embarrassing. You prove nothing. Going to show furnitures that you were only giving $4,000 for $4,500, that these furnitures are not, for $4,000. What about the $30,000 you receive over and over? What about the money being receiving, calling it, constituency engagement money? What about the $570,000 you guys just used in Grand Bassa County? It is embarrassing to see a senator who is expected to know better, or who professes to know it all, to come and belittle himself and come and displayed clear ignorance and arrogance. For me personally, I don't expect much out of Daron. The reason why I called Daron out at all time, because I'm guilty. but being one of those people who actually
Supported.
supported in the campaign. Not only support a campaign, I went out of my way. In fact, during the last day of his election, we opened our line to every Liberian to speak their native vernacular to their family and friends back home, telling them the importance of the election. That we could not have governed George. We are more yes men or yes, you know, yes men in the Senate. Whether it was about Polita Weed, whether it was Thomas Fala, we thought it would have been adding, adding insult to injury. The Georgia was inherently corrupt. Giving more people to him will have somehow encouraged him to take more. But Dillon disappointed everybody. Not only by his high level of ingratitude, but being a pathological liar, shameless liar, and also being arrogant and disrespectful to even those that help him to get elected. I think the law is struggling for attention now. The DeLon that we know is not the DeLon that is here right now. DeLon is fighting to be on the spotlight. He's fighting to be recognized. Otherwise, DeLon has no reason. He is not the official spokesperson of the government. He is not in the executive whatsoever. He is not even a member of the Unity Party. So you cannot speak for Unity Party. You cannot speak for the executive. You cannot speak for the executive mansion. The last time I checked, our friend and brother, Jeremy Pierre, used to be the official spokesperson of the government. Also, the executive mansion has press secretary. Beyond that, the executive mansion is overloaded with so many people in that capacity to speak for the government. Anthony Kessley is serving at the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs as press and public person at the executive mansion. But none of those people are speaking because their bossman is not in control. The senators are the one running the country. Some of us, we have eyes to see, we have ears to listen, and we have brain to rationalize what is going on. But there are others who lacks all of the above. So for them, they don't see anything beyond their nose. But there are others who also may not know. But if you speak to them, if you inform them, they will listen and they will rationalize the information and act upon it. So, Monk, what do you make of DeLon? DeLon, decision to take a posture as spokesperson for the government? And do you expect any oversight responsibility to someone who is already speaking for the government, that is would be holding accountable for not doing the right thing? He's not only praising the government, but he's now serving in the capacity as official spokesperson. What do you make of that? And do you expect any oversight?
No, there will be no oversight. He know they are the one in control. Nothing was going to happen. That's why he's speaking like that. That's why he believes some of us that complaining about the Buaka administration, we are stupid, that we are boss and they are men. They are the one that having the keys. That's why he mentioned that other administration can make decisions and nothing can be done, but in their administration they can go and change stuff. So he literally saying even if Bwaga make decision, we are still capable of coming to change his personal decision. That's what he meant. Technically, in reverse, that's exactly what he said. That it's too early to start questioning Bwaga. And I keep telling Mr. Khan, I said, these guys, they listen to this program religiously. He's telling you that they are going to win this political argument. They're not going to judge a Jigen Rawatan. They will decide where they start their investigation. Because the first administration dropped the ball. They should have investigated Madam Salif administration. They choose not to do it. So it's the same talking point. That's why he keep regurgitating over there in that video. So it's nothing screening for me. There will be no repercussion. That's how they run the government. The other lawmakers, even though that in the opposition, are not going to say anything about it because they believe that these guys are the one in charge. That's why Daron is saying that we are a bunch of idiots. If we question them, we are stupid people to believe that this early stage we can determine if his government is going to be successful or not. And they are going through the rabbit hole. They are going after the past administration, and we cannot tell them how to cherry pick when it comes to investigation and accountability. That's exactly what he's saying. That they are the ones in charge. They got the keys. We are boss. They are men, and there will always be time for politics. But for now, they are going hardcore against Joshua. That's it. That's what he meant to say.
Wow. So, Lawrence, welcome. So let me ask Muna. Let's hear from Muna. Muna, Senator Daron went around, show his couch, the furnitures, the decks, office decks and chairs, and the rest of the stuff. He said, even if he's leaving, you're not going to take any of those things. So it looks like they don't know this is going to be his last term in office, because he's talking about if I'm leaving, I'm not going to, take all the things with me. And he's saying that, all of those things, they worth more than $5,000 or $4,500 that was given to them, but they don't be in the office since 2019. Do you think they don't feel that he's not going to come back after this term? And does it make sense for Daron to talk about furnitures that will cost probably around $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, or maybe even $20,000 when you've been getting $30,000, extra $10,000 with all the corruption they have engaged in on a daily basis? Do you think it makes sense? Or what do you think is the rationale behind the long decision today to go take press people to his office, showing them all of the things and making the comment he made? What do you think is the rationale behind it, Muna?
Mr. Khan, play that clip again. Muna is done responding. Please, check for the second time.
Yeah, I will play. I will definitely play. And by the way,
so quickly before you go
we're not available. So yeah, go ahead, Mabel.
Yeah, so I just want to inform our people before we go for the news break about the news that on tomorrow, the Alasha Talu lawyers and that of the government of Liberia will be having a conference at the Temple of Justice where His Honor Yusuf Kabai will be there to entertain the conference on tomorrow. So there'll be a conference on tomorrow between Honorable Alasha Talu, former a suspended central bank governor, and that of the government of Liberia, or the executive branch of government of Liberia, on tomorrow by 3 p.m. on tomorrow. So that's the latest news coming from the Temple of Justice.
That case was the case that story from Front Page Africa Today was the one that caught my attention because it's deeper. It goes further down into the rabbit hole. That central bank case and the constant build up of struggling banks is bigger than people think it is.
A lot of documents will be coming out.
Yeah, and then we have some information that I shared with you, Monk and Steve last night about the guy who Joseph Boakai just appointed to be the acting central bank governor was a guy in charge of the bank that Joseph Boakai said he was going.
That's what I'm saying. It's a quick pro quo.
to take money.
We will read that front page Africa story so the audience know exactly what's going on because it's legal.
You know,
a lot going on, my people. You got to share the show. You got to share the show. You got to share the show. You got to support the platform. And a lot going on. We will give you all the information that you need to know about Liberia. Trust me. Whether they want us to say it or not, we will definitely take the information to our people every time. So, Muna, if you're available, let's hear your perspective.
yeah, but you know, for me, I think the senator is fighting shame because what the Liberin people expected from him, they are not seeing it. Then, you know, it baffles me to say, to hear that the senator saying that they have the keys to the door. They have the keys.
To the
And then they are boys, they are men. So which means they can do anything they feel like doing.
Yeah.
So it's like they will carry on serious corruption, serious thing will happen in this government. Because if the senator and people even expected to say something, and people are very relying to come out to say this and thing, it's very, very, very shameful. He insulted everybody to say we got the keys. So they can do anything they feel like doing. So even the president will do their own thing, they got their own thing to do, and nothing will come out of it. So that I want you to tell us that the government will do anything they got the keys to the executive mansion.
Yeah. That means when somebody not there, you can just walk in.
There's not there, they will just walk and enter. So I don't know where are we in this country. Yeah, then we setting them, we are blaming other people for our misfortune. We are blaming people because we are not developed. Then the senator will say this. No, I think the senator, I don't know. So we expect a whole lot of things to happen in this government. Corruption, but forget it. It open because they have the keys to the executive mansion. No one get the keys. They are men. And we are boys.
The rest of all are boys and girls.
Yeah, boys.
You're not
boys
only born, we are born and very stupid and irrational.
Very stupid. We don't know what we say. We don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So let's hear from Lauren. Lauren, you want me to play the video again, or you want to? You know what? Let's play the video. Send the whole video that 13 minutes. And Melbourne just started their own how you call it thing. Melbourne just started the news bulletin, right? Melbourne said freezing. So let's play the whole video. Let the people
Let it listen.
And then by that time now the news bulletin finish, everybody will be back on here. Then we will talk about. Let people listen to it.
Sure.
It is so unfortunate that it has to come to this. It is very, 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 very unfortunate. You're listening to this.
Okay, so now I just wanted to. This is the office, my office. I didn't want to do this to justify anything, but sometimes it's good when people decide that they will make you and your institution look like the demons and the devils because the proper information is not out there. Sometimes it's just good to pray back to them. You see this office? Nobody forced me to do it. Those of you who been in the Capitol building, you see the door here? These doors, the door, the bathroom, the door, everything. The tile on the wall here, the tile on the floor. Then POP and the ever here. All these furniture in the office. All of these are funded from my pocket. Y'all show the furniture? All of these. Let's go in the other places. So this is the conference room.
Something belong to all.
There's the conference room. All the conference table and chairs, the air conditioning, curtains, everything. The door, these doors. You see such a new doors here. Eh? All of you want to renovate the place. The air conditioner here. the furniture.
The office of the chief of staff
All
of
these
the senator.
These doors, the furniture, everything you see there. In the hall, you see the secretariat here. These furniture, everything. The AC, all the things there. Printer, computer, everything. The door here, the main door here today, all enter there. Yeah. The AC inside there. These decks, everything. Let's go back. We don't want fun area. Now you see, you do it because of decency. All these conference tables and chairs, we did them. The media and the public will see you bringing the truck with these things. They don't care to know what a government pay for it or government pay for it. Some people want to live in the things government pay for when they carry the media that can see these lawmakers bringing these things. When they see them carrying their personal effect, they say they put loot in the Capitol building. The government gets threshold refund for furniture. If you buy more than $5,000 furniture, you go beyond the threshold of the building, right?
Yeah.
Yes. The government gave $5,000 for furniture in the whole department. Oh, it's too much. When government give anything, you bring it yourself. When you go, you can't say, oh, they looked in the Capitol building. You know, you can't win yet. So that's why I just want to put some people in the media on the spot, especially the political talk show hosts them, who nothing look like it. Anything positive can come from here. This is the office of the chairman of foreign affairs. The government officer. I'm one person who decided that whether I'm staying here or not, all these things will bring here. I'm not taking one personal action for it. Beside my photos. I will leave all this furniture. For you who can be here every day, the media go, the civil society go. When you see the thing in the office at $5,000 can buy it. Whole day they own the whole they put in all the jet to that capital visit, they get all money for furniture, this and that. 5,000 can furnish this place. Tire on the floor was shaking. All those things. People, when you come to a place, you're a decent person, you want to make it decent. So I'm not complaining. I just want some people out there to know that everybody here is not evil. If there are evil people here, some of us got conscience. And at the point where we don't have the time and energy to be on radio every day to be clarifying some foolishness. They have my name all one in the media. Oh, did I get a lawmaker a new car? They don't have to only fight there in the morning. So I challenge them to shut up. What is the big to other thing ever? Why the country ain't left for people to try to be good? What in the country, even if you buy, you won't be good, the country can get vexed. Why now? When you realize that the country wants everybody to be bad, appear to be bad, perceive to be bad, so nobody can have an elevated voice to say, just stop doing bad. That's the kind of country we want. So again, I want to thank you guys for the recognition, the honor. We will continue to try to do our best. The 2029 propagandists will not deter us from doing what we have to do. We'll do our work. The people who want to do their 2029 politics is so early. We'll understand that those things. When we're ready for national politics, for national elections, we know the men from the boys. For now, let the boys be running. Every evening, people just put people's names in all kinds of things. And you know, you're not talking this way. Only maturity will make me not to talk the way I used to talk. That immaturity will make me get key in my hand there and knock door. I got key to the presidency. We don't want brother government. I can get key to the room or to the door there and knock door. You use the key, you go in there and fix things and correct things. You are valued when you do that. That immaturity can make you make it no whole day. Go inside when you get a key, that's what you have access for. When you got key, it means you got access. You go in there, you correct things. There are times, there are things that must be publicly said to know your public stand on some issues. Now we're standing that you're part of the administration. Then you do it, and that's what I do in session. And if people think I should be talking whole day, making the whole day, look, I'm a politician too. When the people not fair, you don't get fair for them. Because they will get fair with you for getting fair for them. Honestly. And what we have done under the rescue administration in 6 months is not sufficient enough to give verdict on this administration. Those who wanted to give us so early, they were greedy. Those who gave us so early, high expectation, they were either greedy or they are not rational. The people told the country from will rescue this country from to stop the bleeding. And anybody expected all red magic. In 6 months, you are not a rational person. The administration is making some mistakes. We should not have made some of those mistakes. We're correcting those mistakes. We have a listening ear president, and he's following, he's listening, and we're correcting some of those. Sometimes you hear some nominations, then they are withdrawn. There are some people, they say, I finished doing it, let it just stay. When you do nomination, and it found out to be out of order, and you withdraw it, that leadership, you should not make those mistakes. But when you make the mistake and you make effort to correct it, that's growth. But we say, oh, they make it too many mistakes. Yes, we are not supposed to be making those mistakes. But when the mistakes are made and you identify the mistake, you acknowledge the mistake, and you correct the mistake, you are growing. Other administration was stubborn, arrogant, recalcitrant. They wouldn't listen. And so we want to thank the president in closing. All of these prosecutions that are ongoing, to give our full backing. There is no witch hunt. They complain and they demand that we should go back to early administration and J.J. Rao administration. No, the rescue mission will not do it. We'll do last in, first off. We'll start from the one we just took over from, and then we'll start going down the ladder until we reach J.J. Rao town. But for now, we're not starting from J.J. Rao town. The previous government had the opportunity to start from the previous government that they took over from. They dropped the ball because they wanted to steal. Joseph Boyka's action is not just going after former officials. Joseph Boyka's action is more than going after former officials. Joseph Boyka's action is telling us in the government, don't try it. Because when you try it, I will do it to you. If I do it to you, the next administration will do it to you. If anybody get that message from that perspective, then they are not smart. Joseph Boyka's action is laudable. The circle, the vicious circle of one government taking over and letting the previous government people go with wrongdoing. Joseph Boyka's action is the beginning of breaking that circle. Two things will result from this line of prosecution. The people who did bad to the country in the previous administration will get punished upon conviction. The people who are there now, we who are there now, it should be a lesson to us that the will of justice is here. And it will not stop. So the way we're doing it to the people that were there before, we have to do it to ourselves. If we don't do it to ourselves, it's a reminder that after we leave, the next administration will do it to us. That means the beginning of change is actually, the wind of change is actually beginning. So I support the president in using his wisdom and good courage, and I love to think he said, only witchcraft can run away from witch hunter. Thank you.
So that is Senator Abraham Daron, the senator of Monsuaro County, the junior senator of Monsuaro County, because I believe Sajo said is the senior senator. And now, in case you missed this video, we just replayed it. And I'm glad that Chairman Musa Assembly is also here in the back. In the back, we will be bringing him on right after he give us his hand signal once the chairman is well situated. Chairman, Ability Representative, District number 7, let us know whenever you're ready. Just give us a hand signal. I think the chairman trying to put a lot together, some kind of way in the back. So when the chairman finished putting his head together, then and then
seriously. So stay cool indeed. Listen from the start up to the end, even though we were in transition when it comes to power. And so I just listen quickly in maybe 30 seconds in passing. You know, for me, I will say this on the radio without fear or favor. For me, I don't blame Davos, I blame some of us who supported Davos, This is not about opposition. I'm not going to call it imposition or non-position. Sometimes people support people because of frustration. People support people because of hate. And our body, people like Senator Daron, into becoming senator for Mosovado County. What has Senator Daron done for Mosovado County? Nobody cares. But because people feel that in fact they were in opposition. So everything they just about no. Sometimes I can be thinking about the way the American politics look like. If you, for example, you, Seku, as long the party, or maybe some member of the party, the chairman showing face now.
My man, you took over. I don't give you time to talk. You take over. When you finish that, you give it back to them. They will control the show. You're finished.
Yes.
When you finish, just get your perspective. Like as we're going to get to you before get to the news bulletin. So give your perspective on what you were talking about. So it's fine. From there we'll go to Lawrence. Then the chairman. Don't worry about the chairman. I will take care of that.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking maybe the chairman will come in quickly. So that's why I'm trying to chip in quickly before the chairman come in.
No, the chairman going to come in. Even the chairman is here, you can still give your perspective. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. Thank you so much. So like I was saying, so this thing happened because why? We vote. Sometimes we don't even know the reason why we are voting. We vote because maybe, for example, I don't like the ANC or the CPP, I don't like the CDC or the UP, I don't like the other party, but you don't know, or we are not thinking like this party have one of the best candidates, and maybe let's see as to what this party candidate is the best. But all we do here, we vote on, I don't like the party, I don't like the government, so I will vote against any candidate or anything that they do. So for me, Senator Daron is right, and anything you want to do, rather you can do it because in fact you have close to almost 8 or 7 years to go. So you can say anything that you want to say to the Liberian people, and you can do any other thing that you want to do. So far so good. For me, that's all I can say because for some of us, even Senator Daron did not used to come here at Truth FM and say, oh yes, you people, you are thank you so much for a job well done. Thank to the chairman on the Musa Assembly. Thank to you people for the support. Thank to you people for this. But Senator Daron did not block all of us. I can't get answer to any more. I can't even see a post. So that's it. I don't want to tell you this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mabon. Thank you for. So, Lawrence, I know I try to play the video so you can listen and watch the whole thing before you can react to it. Muna reacted. Our chief analyst, Brazilian Monday. So let's hear from you, Lawrence. What do you think about this video?
Mr. Kane, Senator Daron just put a phone in more because he know he ain't going back to that building again. For Daron to be brave enough to be telling people say that also boys and talking when men ready to tell you. One thing I can tell people, Mr. Kane, there are some of the guys, they're not supposed to be in government. There are some of them not supposed to be in government. For Daron to be brave enough to be having press conference, discussing why the issue about death, cheer they want. There are places sometimes there are people who work there when they're leaving, they leave everything that they carry there. To set up a good reason, and then you say, if I get a chance to be talking, to be having press conference, so you are not accountable to the people who elected you.
Yeah.
Once the people are not getting the information, there will be made feeling. One of my friends can say this satisfaction can bring murmuring. So Mr. Khaled, that man rest is said. The man working too much.
Yeah. So Daron is saying, Daron even saying that he doesn't have time to respond to foolishness. Liberin people, you calling them foolish people, people that elected you, having the audacity, the nerve to insult the Liberin people for speaking out is below the belt. No rational person. He's talking about rationality. He's talking about being reasonable or understanding. For some reason, I don't know, it's a karma or whatever it is, or maybe Daron kind of did something to some kind of old lady that swear him. Every time he opened his mouth, he got in trouble. If it's not shaming his mind, if he's shaming his mother, his father, his family, his friends, you just shame yourself today again. We have been saying that Joseph Boakai is not in control. We have said that Daron, Yomli, and all they are the one in control. And I'm going to bring the chairman on. Before I bring the chairman on, let me say this. Daron said that they brought this government. They have the key to the executive mansion. They make decision. He doesn't know, even though he's been boastful, even very, very utterly arrogant, but yet he doesn't know that making those kind of statements, you are taking away your responsibility for which you were elected for. You were not elected to have the executive mansion key.
Yeah, to provide oversight. Eh?
You were elected to provide oversight over the executive mansion.
To keep the executive in check.
When you are having the key there now, making the decision for them, and he said, I took note on that. He said, if Joseph Boakai make appointments that are not in order, that are out of order, can you imagine? Then they will go there and correct it.
Correct it.
So they're not working now for the executive, which is a violation of the Liberin Constitution. Let's go to Chairman Musa Hassan Belete, Representative District number 7, my own county, Nima County. Chairman Belete, welcome. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, we are good. Moreover, is safe and sound.
All right.
And everything is cool and calm.
Chairman Belete, same question to you, man. Who is in charge of our government? What's going on?
Boy, I think a good portion of the people in the Senate and the people in the marshal. I mean, it's a compound. It looks like it's an all-star team. It's in charge of the country now. And you know when a candidate,
A real all-star.
You know when a candidate me finish, then they say let's take all the Google player there, make one team. So after the rescue mission, I think they just form one team. So I think we have to be fair to Daron. I mean, what he said is the fact. That's the truth. The government is being run from the Senate and from the marshal. We in the executive, I mean, in the House of Representatives, we're doing our we're discharging our constitutional responsibility. So it is what it is.
So what does that say about key, let's say, cardinal responsibility of lawmakers? If you are working in both organs, as Daron stated, is that constitutional violation?
Even if it is true, I don't think that he should have made that statement. We all know that it is true, but for the sake of good order and good governance, if you say that indeed, you are managing two branches of government, I mean, you are basically saying that I break the law and nothing will come from inside. That is unfortunate.
You think Daron supposed to ask question? I mean, be asked by his colleagues to actually explain himself as to why he.
They will not ask him.
They will not ask him
So
because
I'm
they
not
scared.
even, well, not necessarily that he's scared, but I know that they will not ask him. So there's no need to. If he was member of the House of Representatives, I definitely would tell you that he would be asked questions.
So let's go to my colleague. I have some questions, a lot of questions, but let me get to Mon. Mon, do you have a question for Chairman Belete before we?
Oh, I don't have a question right now. And the chairman said the city is cool and calm. I saw people, police officers today in a riot gear around the CDC headquarters, but the chairman is the one that controls the National Security Committee in the House. So if he's telling us that the city is cool, calm, and collective, and everything is in control, I got to accept that. I mean, like it was reason for me to ask question when I woke up this morning and saw the images coming from the CDC headquarters, but the chairman is saying everything is under control. So who am I to question
No,
the chairman?
everything is cool and
Everything is
calm.
cool. Okay. All right.
So okay, let's get to Lauren. Lauren, do you have a question for the chairman? Lauren, you're muted.
Mute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
Maybe it will not easy on you last now.
Our Benedict,
I was
good evening.
laughing
Thanks for
at
coming.
you. What? Damn, the firestorm will not easy last now.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Our Benedict,
You know, some people had the nerve. The people had the nerve. Some people had the nerve last night to call me to shut you people down.
The shut SKTV
And
down.
I told them you must be drunk.
Is that the thing?
More you hear that?
And I'm sure they're listening.
Yeah.
Wow.
That I would shut Super FM.
Is that been a campaign or one of what Chairman Tango yeah, that been one of the serious campaign behind the scene, but through you
My man,
and
you're
and,
what to do. Nobody will move you up.
Okay.
Nobody.
thank you.
As long as they don't shoot anybody, nobody got no power to bring people down.
All right. Thank
I
you
like that,
so
Chairman.
much. So go ahead, Lawrence. Go ahead, ask your question.
our Benedict, good evening. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir.
My question has to do with this dismissed EPS officer. A few days ago, we heard some of them on various media platforms talking about they are talking about their benefit, they either pay them off or kill them. So how do you look at it? Do you think there is a threat to the peace and stability of this country?
Well, I don't know, I honestly believe that the process, the arbitrary removal of those people were not okay. It was too soon. It was abrupt, and I'm told some of them were left with their guns in their hand. That was not professional. I think that unfortunately the decision has been taken. All of us have to be proactive to make sure that we don't have escalation, but there is possibility of escalation based on the security report that I have. It's very, very unfortunate, but I guess it is what it is.
All right. So yes, Mona, do you have a question? Do you have any question for the chairman?
For me, not really. I love what he's saying as it relates to the senator's statement. I like what the honorable is saying. Yeah, so I don't have any question there.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. And then we will get to Mabel. Mabel, do you have a question for the chairman?
Well, yes, I will say yes because Liberia is another country where every day there are another training news, so many things happening back to back, and even if you want to even abandon some of the news, by the time you wake up, you hear another news. So, Honorable Chairman, you been one of the person who been 12, or maybe someone would say been 12 on some of the truly national issues. You've been speaking out without any sign of them on one side because my you sometimes people say, oh, how come the chairman is proceeding like in for the rescue team? After another time, they say, oh, well, the chairman on the opposition side. After another time, they well, the men are not position. So I really admire you for that. But there are so many things. So let's go back to the central bank issue. Tomorrow we get the information that the central bank governor, through his legal team, and that of the executive branch of government, tomorrow they'll be having a conference at the Temple of Justice through the presiding Ichimo or Yusuf Kabai at 3 o'clock on tomorrow. What do you expect to hear or to see from that entire conference? And if not, what are some of your predictions? If, because mind you, according to the act that established or the amended act of the Central Bank of Liberia 2020, is that, yeah, 2020, that talk about the central bank governor should be removed or maybe suspended by the legislature. So what do you expect to see on tomorrow or moving forward?
What we have is, it appears to me that the United Party did not do a proper research of, of government. They left the government and they saw the tension between Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Mio Jones. And they knew that if Ellen had her way, she would have removed Mio Jones ever since. But she did not, because the law did not allow her to do it. If you research government, then the first set of things you need to do is to study the laws. What kind of law do we have that will hamper proper governance? Maybe central bank governors should be removed. The protection should be removed, or it should be there but limited to the tenure of the president that appointed the president. So instead of trying to reform the laws, they just rush to jump on cases whereby there are laws. A lawyer called me just about 5 minutes before I came online and said, probability, you people are lawmakers, and so your opinion matters. So the position you have on the central bank team, you forget that the Constitution provides that what it does not give you, it withholds. And I say, but you're making my point. The point you're making is that the Constitution gives the legislature the authority to establish institutions and promulgate laws to govern those institutions. That's a constitutional provision. And so once the legislature has promulgated a law to say, this is how we want the central bank to be governed, and it did not put suspending the governor there, you cannot assume that suspension there because it's a cardinal principle of law that what the Constitution or any law does not give you, it withholds. The fact that there is no provision for suspension, it means that suspension cannot happen. That means suspension has been taken out. So you cannot bring that in under the guise of executive law. No. Look, what happened is bad, and those people, should face trial. The issue at central bank is different. We have not seen anything that says that the central bank guys took money for themselves. They released money to people that put it there. And that process, according to this government, is flawed. And therefore, they have initiated prosecution against those people. If you want the central bank governor to resign, then charge him for doing wrong, and then take him to court, and then when he's found guilty, then you remove him. That's what the law says. You cannot do otherwise. Just for the record, the guy that is coming is being appointed as acting governor. I know you very well. A very, very good man, good reputation, credible. Well, our journey forbids us from being partial based on relationship. And therefore, we have to be. So it is unfortunate that we are where we are, but things are not okay, and it's really frustrating.
Thank you so much.
After negotiating with the central bank governor to resign, and the negotiation, the man asking for more money, you saying no, and that negotiation failed. The fact that you want to the man to resign, it means that you are aware that you can't move the man. And just because the negotiation failed now, you can't. And you see what the central bank governor is doing. The central bank governor is putting a lot of letters also. There's $8 million. They said, hey, the legislature is not aware of that expenditure. How did that happen? Who authorized that? It's going to be more and more. I mean, we have to be systematic. I support them for prosecuting people who stole public money. And this morning I said on EFBC that from a moral point of view, I urge the president that at least for every 5 cases he pick up from George Weah time, he should pick at least 1 case from their time. Otherwise, whether we like it or not, it will be seen as witch hunting. There are over 26 audit reports on the president's desk from the previous government. The president should authorize the audit of the legislature. He has the power to do that. That from 2011. Why will you shield some criminals and prosecute others? That is bias. The president has to make a commitment that he intends to also prosecute people from.
Senator Daron just responded to what you just said. He said, no, they're not going to do that. He's speaking for the government. He said, they're not going to do what you just said. They will do what they want to do, and they're going to start from the government right before them, and they're not going back to Ellen Johnson to leave and just during Rama time. He was being very dismissive and disrespectful about, the whole auditing thing. But Daron is saying, no, we're not going to do what you're saying now. And do you think your call for Joseph Boakai to do what you just said, to say for every 2 or 3 cases or 5 cases they go back, they should do some on other than Georgia government, that will bring some balance into the system? You think that will fall on the listening ear, the fact that their spokesperson Daron just told you it's not going to happen?
Look, there's no legal requirement as to what to audit and what not to audit. And the series of people have no moral ground to call for audit or United Party when they had the chance to audit United Party, and they did not. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying, for a government that came to power with over a negligible margin of 25,000 votes, comparing almost 24,000 votes, were not cast, you have to appreciate the fact that the country is divided in the middle, and that there are those who support this government that just passed, and there are those who support the other government. There are other reports affecting both governments. You have to be fair and try to include both. do what you want to do. If you don't do it, I mean, there's no law, but there's a moral side that we have to think about.
So, Chairman Ability, with regard to the same central bank issue, now the person that Joseph Boakai is bringing now, who is currently serving as acting central bank, that person was the one controlling the RB bank that Joseph Boakai say he go there more than 5 times to take money from. So you think Joseph Boakai brought the man there now to come and they be at the central bank so that he can go there and take money as he wishes, at any time. Let me just play the audio. It's a video, but I don't want to play the video. I just play the audio. You listen to it, and we can respond to it.
More than 5 times, because I want to make sure I have something in my account that I can live by. I mean, the fact I live on loans, go to IB Bank, I borrow money more than 5 times, because I want to make sure I have something in my account that I can live by. I mean, the fact that I live on loans, go to IB Bank, I borrow money more than 5 times, because I want to make sure I have something in my account that I can live by.
All right. That is the voice of President Joseph Nima Boakai. He said he lived on loan, and he went to RB Bank more than 5 times because he want to have something to live on. And at the same time, this man was also using Costa as the loan officer to get money to be on the payroll of Senator Witherspoon. But yet, just recently, Joseph Nima Boakai show a friend, and talk about a friend, a long-time friend, a billionaire, that donated $30 million worth of things to him free, with no money upfront, sponsor the shipment in Liberia. Now, Joseph Boakai, the person that used to give him the money from the bank, that he said, I'm not saying it, he is just saying it, that I took money from RB Bank more than 5 times because I want to have something with me. Now that person is in a central bank. So that means no more control. Joe Boakai will get whatever he wants. What do you think about that, Mr. Chairman? I think the Chairman is speechless.
It looks no, for me, I will have to wait to see the guys performing. Because politics is interest. All these people who are causing people around here, they were doing it for jobs, and they got jobs. You work, you do something, and you are rewarded. Now, is the guy qualified? I can tell you that he's very, very qualified. Is he credible? Yes, I've known him. He has been my banker for the last 15 years. He grew up in that bank from a mere manager to the top. So it is what it is.
So you don't see any
conflict.
You don't see any conflict of interest, Mr. Chairman? This man used to go to this bank and borrow money over and over. Now he's president. He's taking the man to the central bank to make him the central bank governor, and removing the other man simply because the other man refused to cave in to their corruption activities. Now he carries somebody that he can control. Don't you see any conflict of interest?
Sekou, this one I want to be very careful because we are talking about somebody that has not come out in any way in our society negatively as far as credibility is concerned. My issue with that appointment is that it breaches the law establishing the central bank. Also, the relationship, I'm not aware of it. I have no proof of it. What you're saying,
we're not saying you have proof, Mr. Chairman. You don't want to speak to it. You can choose not to. We have proof. Joseph Boakai telling you
that is his nephew.
he went to the bank. No. That he went to this bank and took money more than 5 times. Now the man who's controlling that bank, he's taking that person now to be the central bank governor. Isn't that? Do you know how much Joseph Boakai owed the bank? Do you know his source of income as to how he was paying the bank back? Do you know what the agreement based on which Joseph Boakai received all the money? Now, all of a sudden, I'm not questioning the character of the individual. I'm not questioning his ability to function properly. But I'm telling you from the moral standpoint, from the area of conflict of interest, Joseph Boakai appointing somebody as central bank government that he owed. Let's say now, he owed the bank. He took money from the bank 5 times. He didn't tell the Liberian people how he's paying the loan. He didn't tell the Liberian people how much is the loan. He said 5 times. That's a lot. We don't know how much for his entire upkeeping. Now he's appointed this man to be.
But if you take loan 5 times,
yeah,
if you take loan 5 times, it means that you are a credible borrower. That's all it means. It means that every time you borrow, you can bring it back.
Yeah, but we have nothing to, there's no justification. There's no receipt displaying that Joseph Boakai actually pay. It could be a quid pro quo. Take the money. When I become something there, I will appoint you. We don't know until Joseph Boakai can come and clarify.
I can tell you that someone can do that. Someone cannot
give
money to say. He cannot give money to say when you become somebody tomorrow.
You got to get yourself out of this because you have personal relationship with this guy or you've been begging with this guy. Your statement here.
No, but I am the only politician in Liberia that have said that the appointment is wrong and it should be.
You're saying it based on the fact that because of the tenure aspect of it. But I'm speaking from the perspective of conflict of interest. If Joseph Boakai can come publicly on radio, on video, saying that I'll be taking money from this bank more than 5 times, and this person is the leader of the one running the bank. That bank. To take that same person and make the person central bank governor, and the reason why you're removing the current governor is because you wanted to corrupt. The man said no. Now you bring in somebody now that you used to take it.
Central bank governor. Central bank governor is the chief financial advisor of the president of the Republic of Liberia. So if you put somebody that I don't have a problem with that. If it is a relative, then then something may be wrong with that under our laws.
My final question.
I will not take your word for it that a nephew.
It's not my word. I didn't say if it's nephew. I didn't say any biological relationship. I talk about the conflict of interest aspect from the business standpoint.
No, I think that look, let's say who do I call now? All these people, Patrick Horner, they were running campaign for Joseph Boakai, Daniel Sano. They were running campaign for him. They're a supporter. And then when they finish, he gave them job. You could also call that conflict of interest.
Okay, let me ask you now. Given the fact that Joseph Boakai, he said, went on air and said that he took money 5 times from the bank, and the bank filed bankruptcy. Do you guys now, as a legislature, can you guys call for a direct audit of this bank to know exactly who took what is in it?
Again.
Can you guys?
I'm telling you,
and found out what happened?
Sego, yes. I want you to believe me on this. The information that Abbey Bank is bankrupt is a lie. That's my bank. I bank with that bank. I put hundreds of thousands of United States dollars in that bank. Every day, every week, every month. That's the only bank in this town that you can go there and withdraw your money any day without problem. That is propaganda. You know, say I've suffered from propaganda before. So when I see people being, you know, castigated, it bothers me. That bank is solvent. The owner of that bank has been in this country for almost maybe 20 years, and I think he's reached retirement age, and he decided to sell the bank. I know about the current status of that bank. That bank is viable. Once the man decided to sell the bank, the poster came in. That bank is solvent. Even today, I transacted there. There is nothing wrong with Abbey Bank. It is solid, it is firm. The money there are safe, and it is as safe as the money in all the other banks in this country. They believe me. This one year, I want you to believe me. The same way you were putting me just not to believe that it made up. That bank is safe. Nothing wrong with that bank. You know,
All right.
I've learned something. I've learned something in Liberia. And I think that for so many years, maybe people will not like my politics. If Joseph Baga does something good today, I'll support it today. If he does something good to turn him bad tomorrow morning, I'll be on it back. If this bank was not solvent, the first person to know that me, because I trust I with them every day.
Okay. So
I would respectfully disagree with the chairman on that,
yeah.
because there's a historical component to that.
Yeah.
And
So Mr. Chairman, I will go to Monk, but before I go to Monk, let me say this to you. I want you to be definite on this. So, given everything that we know, given Joseph Boaga is saying that he took money far down from that bank while this guy was the leader of that bank, you see no conflict of interest of this guy being appointed by Joseph Boaga, the central bank. You see no conflict of interest, correct?
What?
So you don't see any. That's question I'm asking you. Do you think there is a conflict of interest for the fact that Joseph Boakai openly admitted that he took money from this bank part-time, and the leader of that bank is not appointed at the central bank? Do you see any conflict of interest?
So just as Boamer Kamara was on every talk show in this country, campaigning for Joseph Baga, attacking other people for him, and in the morning when Baga became president, he made him Minister of Finance. Minister of Finance is way higher than central bank governor. But nobody said anything. I just see politics. Is Baga government not, how you call it? What do you want me, man? Is Baga government completely one-sided? Yes. Has he employed more Lofian than any other group? Yes. Am I disappointed in that? Yes. Is that a show of nepotism from a president? Yes. But on the appointment of people because they support the president or because they had a relationship, I don't consider that to be nepotism or conflict, because it's based on relationship. You can't know somebody, even if you are appointed Chief Justice.
Mr. Chairman, you're being political in your answer.
Okay, I will accept that.
I'm not talking about personal relationship. I'm not talking about being relative. I'm not talking about knowing somebody. We are talking about transaction here, business transaction. From the president, from a struggling former vice president who said he was living on loan for his upkeeping. And you went to this guy and got money part-time. Now this guy now being appointed by the same president as central bank governor. I'm not talking about what he did, what he didn't do, what the relationship is. That's not the question. It was about Joseph Boakai coming publicly that I've took money from these people part-time. And now this person is appointed as central bank government. I just ask whether you personally see any conflict of interest. You Just say yes or no.
If the loan, okay, let me be more clearer.
Okay.
If the loan, because I know loan process in the bank, and I know what you are talking about. It was like almost 7-8 years ago. I remember when Joseph Parker said it. I think it was around 2018, something like that. So it's been a while. In my mind, if he says that, and if he says that he got a loan from the bank, it is okay if the loan went through the regular process and then that somebody else is there with, which we don't know. But however, if the person in question is the one who gave him the loan, who always approved his loan, there is a potential conflict of interest. There, I use the word potential conflict of interest. But does it outweigh the politics of the day? No. It's all over the place. The president, he got more than, if you're looking for a nephew, half of the people he appointed are nephews. If you're looking for this and this, I mean, as far as the government is concerned, nepotism, I think that, or sectionalism, I don't know what to call it, but somebody give me a list of people from Lofa in government. Lofa people are I have some of my best friends from Lofa, but it's just too much for one country. It's just too much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll get to Mong, and then from there we'll go to the line to take some call.
Let me just make a few statements on the banking issue. That's why somebody want us SKTV off the radio, because we always do our research. We don't follow just this. We don't follow the news because it's trending. We follow the most significant news, and there's a reason we do that. Mr. Chairman, let me remind you that this bank that you say is solvent, they were built out before into a new license agreement. They had toxic assets on their book. They were bleeding money from loans that were never been paid on. And that's why the government extended in 2016 or license agreement to the SRB, because it was first for FRB, which is the first international bank.
No.
That's what the story is saying. Let me.
No, but that's completely different bank.
So which one is the SRB and the FRB?
No, they got the bank that the people give the 8 million or whatever. No, this is
they
bank.
Anyway, go ahead. Complete what you're saying, because
I understand what you're talking. The bank that was first, I don't know how to call it.
First international bank.
First international bank. Then it became SRB. No, that's completely different bank.
Okay.
That's not the bank this guy is from. This guy is from RB. This is the bank that used to be manning the Maritime Bank. You remember Liska? They used to call it, I forgot the previous name. That bank right by RTC.
RTC,
it used to be RTC. Yeah, but the bank that was built out by the government is SRB. It's not RTC.
Okay, there is a reason that I brought this up, Mr. Chairman. Let me just remind you, because the whole thing, what we cover, more than just a conflict of interest, is almost further implicating the president, because it's the same pattern that happened with all the banks, that the government will always come to build them out in the name of protecting the financial sector, but at the end of the day, it's almost like scratch your back and not scratch my back. My problem with the central bank governor, we all know that there was a negotiation that failed, and he was demanding $1.3 million as his golden parachute to walk out of the deal. So the first question that Brempo asks, if you believe that you are being removed illegally, why you even going to an agreement that you wanted a golden parachute or a benefit in your package to walk away to the tune of 1.3 million? That's the first thing. Okay. Now, if you read the letter that the acting minister of state or whatsoever, presidential affair or whatsoever, that the Front Page Africa is reporting that they need a Bwaka consensus on this for them to make a decision, to inform that decision. So you will ask yourself, okay, the central bank governor believed that he's being unfairly moved from his position because of a tenure position, but equally so he was negotiating a package to walk out. If that is the case, then how can the executive branch, because don't forget, few days ago, I think it was a week ago, Front Page Africa also wrote a story that Liberia risks losing assistance from the IMF because we were bailing out banks that were not performing. The IMF came out with their own complaint. They said the central bank were imposing weaker supervision because that's the job of the central bank to know what's happening with all the commercial banks. Matter of fact, they will never come out with a recommendation. There was no liquidity and capital position to know that these banks were underperforming, because you cannot just come and bail out a bank. A bank is going to give out loan to make profit. When they cannot get the loan back, guess who come in? The Liberian taxpayer coming and building out, and we take the debt. So the IMF said, for you bailing out this bank, you are going to pay your consequences because you have a reserve policy. Now the banks are telling you, say, we pay 14.7 million to our creditors, and the remaining 8 million we don't have the money to pay. Since the government is the one backing this debt, you must come and bail her out. So the question is, if Joseph Boakai is having a history of borrowing money, why were they rich? Because it was 2 years ago that they wrote a letter to the central bank board of governors and the governor himself to take a decision about bailing them out because they had trouble loans that they couldn't maintain. Matter of fact, some of their borrowers were even seeking legal redress by suing the banks. So technically they were going underwater, but the government last said they came to building out to provide financial security and regularity, even though the IMF and the World Bank were giving the warning sign that these banks were not performing. So the question is, why would they want to reach to Joseph Boakai? That's a quid pro quo. It means like Joseph Boakai must have had some kind of a financial transaction with them. Maybe he never paid on his loan, because it just raised so many questions to answer. Why would you want the president involved when, in fact, this thing had been in the making 2 years ago, and the moment he got elected, you try to write him and you try to send him a written communication to intervene that your bank should be bailed out? That's my thing. I know you're not on the banking committee, but equally so you are still a lawmaker, because they think it stinks to the high heaven. There are so many questions to answer, and it just further implicates both the president and the central bank governor himself. That's the point I want to raise, because the history is there.
All right. I want to react to it?
No. I have the right to remain silent.
All right, that's good. That's good. Lawrence, are you there?
The men are on the banking committee, the men are national security men, so the men won't go dim to the topic. The people are on the banking committee.
Let God bless you, my brother.
Muna, are you there? Lawrence, are you there? All right, Mr. Chairman, while we are waiting our guy to go to the phone line, I don't know whether Mabel is ready, but before our guys go to the phone line, let me ask, this is a political, question. Regarding all the mismanagement of funds, I asked you the last time about this. You say you guys are on vacation. The House of Representatives, I don't know when you guys are going to return. Do you guys have any plan to call the Minister of Public Works to discuss further, to get more clarification on the $22 million?
Yeah. He can report to us. We have completed our revision of the report, and we'll call him. No question.
Okay, that's good. Are you guys also going to call Mark Gabate, the minister or the assistant minister for urban affairs, for threatening to kill one of the lawmakers? If so, if you guys are not going to call him, or you guys are not going to reprimand him for his action, do you think this will be a bad precedent that the president will allow one of his ministers to threaten to kill other members of government? And if this is considered as freedom of speech, would it be okay if Yeka Kolba comes back and other lawmakers and other government officials and citizens alike decide on a daily basis to threaten to kill the president? Would that be a good precedent?
No, we were the legislator will look at it as soon as we come back. But not let it slide. I told you that before.
But why do you think Joseph Boakai is enabling his government official to threaten to kill people without even issuing press statement about it? What do you think Joseph Boakai is doing that? Is he actually telling them to do it, or he just a laissez-faire leader who just sit by and allow things to happen by itself?
I think this one here, I'm of the conviction that he's aware of it. It's unfortunate. I think he's angry with Yeke, and if anybody says something negative about Yeke, he will nod his head to the person.
So you think the president is aware of it, and the president condoned the idea, and he's in favor
of it? But the fact that the president has not taken any action, I mean that I don't think he told Mark Devate to go insult Yeke, but if Yeke does it, I think the fact that he has not done anything to him says that he can do it. We are going to look into it. We'll call him and bring him before plenary.
So you now, as somebody on national security or chairman of the national security in the House of Representatives, Mark Devate says it's a freedom of speech. Is it okay for everybody in the country who just go on the street and start insulting the president and threatening to kill the president and everything, and then we will consider that freedom of speech, and nothing will happen to anybody. Everybody will be free. No police will call you, no NSA, anybody, or will call you to ask you any question. Everybody just do whatever you want.
I'm not sure. I'm for a government official to do that, I think that is illegal. That's a violation of their oath of office.
So it's okay for common citizens to do it. Get on the street in number. So we'll kill the president. We'll kill this minister. We'll kill this person.
Yeah, they have not done it, so it can be a crime. The law is very different. Yeah.
So if anybody can go now, what do you need? You can call back and come tomorrow and say, I will kill Joseph Boakai. It will not be a crime. Nobody will ask him questions, right?
No, I don't. I think I guess if it is wrong for Mark Devate to do it, then it's wrong for Yeke to do it.
But if the president
saying that Mark Devate shouldn't do it, so why should we?
If the president believes it is the right thing for Mark Devate to do, is there going to be a right thing for anybody else to do?
No, the president is not the country. The fact that the president is silent doesn't mean
he's the leader of the country. He's the leader of the country. He's supposed to be in control.
Yeah, but it's not the law. So if Mark Devate breaks the law, the president does not have to say. The president's decision to speak or act against Mark Devate is a moral one, but legally we have the right to call him to clarify his statement.
Do you expect anything out of it from your own, office?
Nothing.
Let's say.
I told you, I said nothing. The president is aware of my action. He did not tell Mark to do it, but he doesn't care. He will not do anything to Mike.
Wow. So, Mr. Chairman, can you update us?
Okay. So
about we should be leaving. I know. Can you update us about all the good things you said the last time, bringing some agricultural stuff to the district?
Well, yeah. This weekend we are launching our Green Revolution.
So where are we? Just give a quick update.
We're going on the farm. We're going to farm this weekend. I'm going to farm. I'll be there myself to work with the people, to farm, work hard with them, encourage them, move from farm to farm.
So the process started already?
Yeah, I passed to one of the. In fact, I was going to one village, and then I passed to one of the farm. But next week I'll be there throughout.
Wow. All right, Monk, do you have any last you want to say to the chairman? Because I wanted to take calls, but a lot of our guys are not available to take calls.
Oh yeah.
Especially,
Yes.
I wanted Mayborn to
Ah,
open the line to take few calls, but it looks like
Yeah.
maybe Muna too. I can't see her right now. I can't see Lauren, so probably we're not going to take calls there. But maybe we can open the line in the diaspora here. We still have about 10 minutes to go for our end here. So if you watching and listening to us, you can call in and ask the chairman for a few questions. If you are watching in the diaspora or you get our direct number, call us. We will put you through. So you can ask your question to the chairman. Mr. Chairman, Liberians in the diaspora, we are planning to call for either constitutional amendment of the entire constitution, or perhaps cherry pick some key points, some key provisions that we believe are not in the interest of the country. And we're going to need some partners. I'm talking about, talking about diaspora Liberians and people, everybody who's going to be part of this process. Can we count on people like you and other colleagues in this process? Constitutional amendment. Also, that will include amending the tenure of.
It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating, but we're.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You say amending the what?
And to amend the constitution.
You say amending the what?
The constitution of Liberia.
We have to, Sebu. We have
will
to.
You? I'm saying, will you help us in this process and some of your colleagues?
Yes, of course. You can have 6-year president, 9-year senator, 6-year. We have to change those. It makes people more accountable. It makes people more and more accountable. We have to change it.
Wow.
I'm glad.
You think your other colleagues will subscribe to this idea? They will support it? You think so?
Yeah, I believe so.
All of them or majority of them, you think?
I think majority of them will pass that law to reduce the term of office for senator, for representative, and for president. And then all these tenure positions, one of the law that I'm working on right now is to limit the tenure position to the tenure of the president who appointed you. So if President X appoints you as governor of central bank, your tenure is tied to that president tenure. But that president leave, you cannot leave central bank or LTA or all these places, so that the new president can have, it will help to reduce the urge to break the law. What's the purpose? If the man have to run the economy based on his own style, his own thing, how can he not, you can't have it.
Mr. Chairman, that defeats the purpose of a tenure position. So, should that be the case, why don't you just get rid of the tenure positions in government, in executive?
Yes, it's not necessary, Chief.
Because these tenure positions, most of them were created by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
They're very unique part of the government.
And the reason why they were created is because there are some positions, let's say for example in America here, the FBI. The FBI position, when you're director of FBI, you serve for 10 years. The presidential tenure here is 4 years. That means if nothing happened, a director of FBI could serve 2 presidents to 3. And the purpose is for those integrated institution leaders, or you should not be looking behind them when they are doing the right thing for the country. If somebody come in and they feel that it is going against their interest, they could remove this person with no justifiable reason. think that was the reason why the tenure positions were created. But were you saying the tenure should be limited to the tenure of the president who is appointing them? That means we are eradicating the tenure position altogether. So do you think that would be a good thing for the country?
Yes. What's the need? Still, the president has the power to appoint them. It is unfair to the new president to impose someone that the old president appointed on them. I mean, let's be frank.
It's a system. It's not on the government. You are there. You're there to serve the country. You're not there to serve yourself. So if
No,
that is
but the president comes with his agenda, and he must put people there to foster his agenda because he takes responsibility for the action of these people.
So you think every single president should have a different agenda when it comes to running the central bank, when it comes to running
Yes.
the election
Every
commission?
single president has the right to run a different agenda.
So
you know about it.
So what about the LSTC? So presidents should come and just remove anybody from position that do not align with your agenda?
No, the LSTC, which you stable, you are right. The central bank, the LSTC, what the other one? There are few institutions, the PPCC, I believe. Those institutions should be kept. You know, but all these maritime, fishery, all these LTA, for what? NASCO, for what? Doesn't make sense.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hopefully, next time we will have 2 hours with you because we have a lot of things to cover and one of our people to be here to take calls. But right now, you know, the news bulletin is going on the Truth FM and the other guys. So the 2 hours.
So I got some intelligence for you. Some very I got some very juicy news for you. But you have to call me after the show. I'll give you. Very juicy.
Don't put me in trouble, man. Don't make people to be expecting a laugh from me tomorrow if you don't pick. So make sure you pick up your phone when I call you after the show.
And I will make sure that particular news will be broken on SKTV.
Okay.
I'll give you the way to go and get it.
Oh, okay, no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
Maybe I'm not coming for you.
No, maybe we're not going to call you. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
If we won't call you,
maybe ain't bringing no news here.
Maybe one trial will suspend.
No, call me, Sebo.
All right, I will.
Call me.
All right, thank you, sir. So, Monk.
Yes, sir.
I think we need to bring the chairman back. We got to talk about this particular, tenure thing.
Yeah.
But I think he gonna, correct himself because there are some tenure positions that you cannot remove. If you remove it, we'll have a lawless country. We'll have the people, the most powerful, getting their way. But again, it is a good thing that the Liberin people are watching and listening. Right now, the Zimbabwe government just confirmed to us through the rescue senator.
Oh, yes.
Zimbabwe is not in control. That they in control, they have the key, they make decision. If Joseph Boga makes any appointment that is out of order, can you imagine? Presidents want to make appointment out of order. Do you know what they call due diligence? Do you know what they call vetting and stuff? But if it is done out of order, the rescue people then will go and fix it, as Daron put it. Also, if you are a member of the rescue team, you can serve in any of the branches of the government. You can serve in 2 branches at the same time, according to the rescue senator. They are in the House of the Senate, but they still have the key of the executive mansion.
Yeah.
How will you have a key to office that you don't work at? Where you have the key?
Yeah, and he's also be providing oversight on the
Yeah,
executive,
providing
and he
oversight
work
on-
in the executive. So we mean he's not a senator, and he's in the executive branch.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
an implication of himself. He don't know that. That's a constitutional
Yeah.
violation.
That's a constitutional
He
violation.
confirmed it himself. That one is not SKTV making it up.
Yeah. So let's take call from these 2 great people. Then we'll call it a day. Mr. John Maolo.
Yeah, how you doing, Sekou and Mark and the rest of the guys? Listen, I just wanted to interject something about this tenure business. Sekou, you know, our Constitution was copied from the United States Constitution. But you've been here long enough to see how the people are patriotic to their country. They don't do things for themselves. They do it for their country. You know, that honor that you give to your country by doing the right thing. Our country, on the other hand, is not there. You see, there are 4 principal places that there has to be tenure. The central bank, so that you can tell the president no when no is necessary. The LACC to scrutinize people and punish people. The PPCC and the general auditing. You got to keep those people secure. And the people that are going to be choosing those people, when the president sends those names to the House of Representatives and Senate, or to the Senate, if they were patriotic and knew their duty, and didn't think that they were working for the president, they should scrutinize those people to the T. And if the president has any connection with them, they should reject them. It got to be strictly based on the most qualified person to do the job. Now, if our country was functioning in that light, yes, then you could do those kind of things, like having the opposition, keeping them there, even after they change the president, because they will be so focused on doing their job, they won't care. Listen, they got a guy in the White House. He's there to record everything that is said in the White House. That is only a job. They got a department, a couple of them. The guy said, you don't even see the president. You don't care who is president. But if anything is recorded in the house, you better not go tell him to erase it.
Yeah.
You don't care who the president is. He's not doing it. You understand? Whether it's Trump, whether it's Biden, whether it's Obama, if you say something in the White House, he's going to record it. And you dare not tell him to erase it. But we don't have no control. Everybody think they work for the president. The Senate, the House of Representatives, the judiciary, everybody's scared of the president. And it's not supposed to be that way. You really think Biden able to call the Supreme Court and tell them to be light on the case?
No.
That would be the end of history away.
Yeah.
And if our country had a Senate and House of Representatives that knew their job, they will be the one to make the president do the right thing. But unfortunately, for where we are as a country, like I always said, we're not ready to be practicing democracy. It was not meant for people like us. And unfortunately, because we have put our hand in it, we will keep on doing it wrong. But look, let me say something.
Yeah, quickly. I have other person waiting.
Yeah. If it were up to me today, we will have, I don't want to go to the news, but you will know, they will dissolve the Constitution, step on everybody through for a couple of years, make us do the right thing, execute some people, because some of the stealing that going on, some of these people just need to be eradicated. And anybody that is poor, guilty of any of these kind of corruption, they should be banned forever working for a Liberin government. Maybe if we do that, we will have a state government. Until then, I don't see it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I'd like to go to Abraham here. Abraham Corner, are you there? Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Yes, sir. You're alive.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
How about, sir? How you doing?
Okay, good. Yeah, good afternoon, good evening to the Honorable. I don't know whether he stayed or he go.
Yeah, he just left.
Oh, man. It's unfortunate. But anyway, there were a couple of things I really wanted to respectfully disagree with the Honorable on. One has to do with the issue about the central bank bringing in this individual from the IB. Another thing that has to do with, he said he's contemplating on introducing a bill that has to do with tenure. You rightly stated, Sekou. What's the essence of introducing a bill that a tenure position will only serve at the word of pleasure of the president, or the president leaving and here and people go? Then it defeats the purpose.
Yeah, that's why I say it defeats the purpose of having a tenure position. So you might as well get rid of it.
Don't forget about it, okay? Because here's the thing. There are institutions that need to be guaranteed that tenure, the essence of the tenure positions. Okay? Because the trend we are going through, don't be surprised. When Baka suspend your election commissioner in no time. Because right now the commissioner is under investigation. Okay? She's being investigated for some other financial issues. Now the fact they can move her, you can suspend her, the election commissioner. Because if he has no limit and there's no check, that would be the trend. Now, if you tell him that Musa Dwente is saying that because the people don't agree with the president, so he tells me that even if the judges don't agree with the president, they will remove the judges and put judges who agree with it.
But I'm glad that the chairman understood. You know, yeah, he took it back because I didn't want my chairman to come here and.
I know, right? Because I didn't want the whole chairman fee to be fired on that. But you know, let me just close on. I've been hearing that Senator Daron is a phony.
Yeah.
Indeed, he justified that today.
Yeah.
It's disappointing, but this is what happened. We have a half-baked individual to serve in such a capacity. This brother is talking two sides of his mouth.
Yeah.
He's talking about the previous regime, the people were arrogant. But look at the level of arrogance he displayed today. Look at the level of arrogance. So simple.
That's why I added ultra arrogant.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Ultra arrogance. He's exhibiting, and then a lot of it is embedded in ignorance.
Yep.
Because he feel that he has reached, that's the reason they're exhibiting that. And let me tell you this. This argument I keep hearing people talking about, the previous government never prosecuted people. So are you telling me that even if there were criminals that were alleged in the previous government, and this government they will still go after those criminals because they now got prosecuted under the other people? You got other reports. Other report does not mean that you will immediately start going after people. The reports are there. If there is a criminal state in the surrounding, because why? When the revenues are generated from those cases, it benefits Liberia. It's not going to be benefiting Joseph Boakai or anybody for that matter. So this argument is a lazy argument. But it's which one? At this higher, because this is selective justice. You're trying to bring to Liberia. You understand? So simple. It's a lazy argument. I really beg people to stop it, because if you got 20 audit reports and you think that you will get money from those audit reports, go after them.
Yeah.
So that at the end of the day, the money comes in the coffers of Liberia. It's not going to go in the coffers of any individual. But it can't say, I don't want to take all your time because I really want to get the representative.
Yeah, you should have called him when the chairman was here.
We'll talk, my brother. Thank you, man.
No problem. The chairman will come back.
I know.
Thank you, my brother. So, Monk, I've been going through some. Monk, you remember this document I sent you the other day?
Yeah, I never even had the time to skim through it. I will do it today, hopefully, because a lot. I know it will be having a lot of stuff loaded in it that will help
You
the
have to,
program. Yep.
because it has something to do with the budget thing, you know, everything, the reporting, you know, the code of conduct, everything that got to do with our government,
Yep.
everything. Even the money they're generating, when and where and how they're supposed to be doing the reporting. And like the people, they don't even read, they're not even reading the law.
No. Even our lawmakers, they don't read. I tell you, it's a cultural thinking like, bro, we are not in the business of reading. You don't. Let me tell you something, Mr. Cannon.
It talks about the procurement, the public procurement and
They don't.
construction, you know, everything.
They don't read their own laws. Let me tell you something, Mr. Cannon. You see, the reason why we're following, and tomorrow we'll do our listening or due diligence, we will go in depth because this central bank governor and the Joseph Boakai back and forth is not what you think it is. It's bigger than what you think it is. There are so many deals that are going on. There are so many implications that question both President Joseph Boakai and the central bank governor. You know, Mr. Cannon, right? When the central bank is supposed to be the supervisor for all the commercial banks. They're supposed to know their day-to-day activity as to how much they get on the book. But they are turning it into a money laundering operation. They will take loans because the reason you gave our loan is to make interest on the hard bank make money. They gave our money, they make interest. But they got one loophole that when they give you loans and people cannot pay the loan, the government finishes guaranteeing those loans. So they can tell the government, say, you know what? If you don't bail us out, it will have a bigger impact on the economy. So you're forced to come and bail out, even though they are doing reckless business by giving people who are not capable of paying their loan. It's a scratch your back and a scratch my back thing. And the executive and our lawmakers are supposed to be in the know whenever the central bank is guaranteeing loans. But in the case, only Joseph Boakai and a crew were aware of this particular transaction with this bank. Our lawmakers were left out. That's where the problem is. So the question was, if this bank had written the board of governors at the central bank and the governor 2 years ago, why would they personally reach to Joseph Boakai to come? Because they want him to use the executive power to bail them out. That's what I'm saying. With all the loans that are not performing, all the bar loans, then it can only mean Joseph Boakai got connection with them. Because you can be 2 years renting the central bank, and when the central bank making a decision, it's not a president prerogative to come and interfere in it. But there is a reason why they are reaching to Joseph Boakai specifically by writing him letter and based on the letter to make a decision to say, you know what happened? We pay our creditor. We were able to pay $14.7 million in our debt. But you know, if we pay that kind of a money, we'll have no money left to operate the bank. We are outstanding $8.5 million. So you better give us that money or else. That's exactly what they're saying to the president. And then the president replied by saying, what is the update from the central bank? Why you haven't given this for this money? And why you think it will happen with the country if the president is not involved? Why would he want to put pressure on the central bank governor and the governor himself and the board of governors to come up with that money just to make sure they can build this bank out? That's why the IMF came in and said, no what? This sounds so fishy. It's not making any sense. Because you're supposed to know, you cannot just come out and just bail out any bank like you choose to bail out and just dish money out. But tomorrow we'll go further into it. And the second thing was the whole idea about how I want to describe it. It's not only the central bank issue. Like I said, I will read that stuff you sent me because I never had the time. I will go through it.
You're not going to finish reading the one day. They have 401 pages.
Oh, that's a whole report, then. That's a whole.
Yeah, I think that the whole government system of Liberia.
Yeah.
So it's a good document to have. It's very informative, and it keeps you up to date. Yeah. So it talks about everything, man. Especially accountability, budgeting, procurement. Governing system, governing commissions, everything, pretty much. Everything that you need to know about your government.
You need to know about the government.
Yeah, and the laws.
You know, a few days ago, I said on this show, I said Unity Party is counting on 1 point, and they got that idea from this show. They believe that they will not win the moral argument, but they will win the political argument. And what Daron came to confirm today.
Because you told them that. You don't want to tell them that.
No, but that's just the procedure. Because what Daron is telling you now,
even to say the people that had their, the CDC government had the chance to do it, they didn't do it. So Joseph Boakai not doing it. and they feel like that they are right politically. So they as I speak to you, they all, listen to this show right now. Majority of them, they don't even click on it. Most of them, they even listen to you on the radio. They don't want you to know that they're watching.
For sure.
But
And guess what happened today, right?
at
The
least they are
commissioner
learning.
for the GSC, right? The audit report were posted on the GSC website. But those audit reports were mainly concentrated on Madam Sally 12 years in government. You know what they did? They took all the report down. So it tells you that they are not going that route. They will only go after the CDC level, because why at this crucial point in time when we are talking about accountability, the GSC commissioner will go and remove all the previous audit reports that were already on the docket. He took everything down from their website. Can you imagine that? So what make you think they will want to go back to the 12 years? No, they will only start from Georgia administration, and that's exactly what they're going to do. That what Daron just confirmed today. That politically, yeah, it may not sound logical or morally right, but we want to set a precedent. So what they're telling you, we will prosecute you, and anybody coming to 2029, you can start documenting our crime right now and prosecute us because we are setting a new precedent. But to assume that we'll go after Georgia 6 years will not happen. We'll go, before Georgia 6 years.
Yeah, so Mong, I forgot to say something earlier on from the start of the show, even though we have about 600 people here earlier on, but I forgot to say it. We are going to buy a desktop. We're trying to get the brand new one that we wanted to get. That one is too expensive. They're in Liberin, not here.
Okay.
If somebody got desktop over there, any kind of good desktop, you give it to one. But the one that I could send them to ask to go get, that person was saying 450. He talked to them, he 380.
For reporting, 450 can do it.
Yeah. So
nice HP.
Yeah. So good one, we can get it for, so that when people calling us, actually, I don't like the calls to be like, we're not hearing them. We're not hearing the people when they're calling. And so that one, you can incorporate in the system wherein the phone line can go through the system directly instead of people holding the phone in their hand.
Yeah. Go through the desktop.
You go to the market. So it's not work. But that one, you can connect it to the mixture and then use it. So I should have announced it earlier today to ask people to, for us to contribute towards it. Then we have 700 people here. Even if I'm going to get $10, we're going to get that $400. But maybe we can talk about it in the coming days. But it's very, very important. I like when people call in Liberin, let it be clear. I hate to be struggling to hear them. Our people too that here in the diaspora, or other people listening to the show, they're not hearing the people. Especially those that are not listening to on the radio. Those that are watching on YouTube. When somebody calling Liberin, they're not hearing the person. It can disturb us. So in the coming days, since it's late now for today, maybe tomorrow, after tomorrow, any day, we'll come back, we can inform our people. Let's try to reach that 400. 380, because you got to say 450 first, and then it's 380 now. So, but if you get something like that, if you get a laptop or good laptop or desktop, but desktop is preferable because desktop, good, can take a lot of stuff. Especially anyone that got like an i5 processor or more. i7 is the best. That's what I have on the desktop. I have I have Apple computer. I have one nice, Apple computer. But for Liberia, one good desktop, even an i5 processor is okay. It doesn't have to be i7. i7 is faster, but the Labro over there, the internet system say hard.
Yeah, internet. The internet system is that war. I'm talking about the operating system itself.
So if somebody got a computer there, good computer there will just inbox us. If you don't have
desktop.
Good desktop. If you don't have it, then let's try to raise the phone for at least the $380. It didn't actually come to my mind when we were on the show from the start today. The show was really jam-packed, but tomorrow is another day.
Oh yeah, tomorrow we'll go further. We'll go further into that rabbit hole. It's deeper. It just bringing more question out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but more, you didn't read the thing what you were talking about in the article. The article you were talking about. You still want to read, or you want to do?
No, we'll do it tomorrow. It's all part of the thing because the Front Page Africa they did that due diligence. They asked the question, and when you read it, you will know that, you know what, something here sounds fishy between the Aloysius Talu and Joseph Boga. There should be a reason why he want him out. And Aloysius Talu seems to be someone who is sitting on a lot of information too that could really inflict damage on this administration. So we'll see who will throw the first punch. Because my concern was, if you believe that the legal aspect favors you, you will not be asking for a retirement package. You will go and file it in court first. But you cannot be saying that, oh, the people are using the weapon that's in the justice system, while at the same time you want Liberin to give you $1.3 million just so you can walk out of the job. When in fact your tenure stay continue. Why would you want to do that? So from the moment I got to know that there were negotiations behind the scene for him to leave, and the negotiation feel like, okay, now even the blind man can understand what's going on. You know what? This is bigger than what people initially thought it was. It's way bigger than that.
All right, hold on one second. Mr. Maolo calling. Maybe Mr. Maolo trying to give her one computer in La Brother, or he trying to send some money for me. Oh. Yes, sir.
I got one information for you guys. I have to check more. You especially, you do all the research. Can you look at the new audit report that GAC got? Because when you hear that thing, I heard it this morning on the dial station. When you hear it, you will cry for Liberia. And you will understand why so many people need to be getting rid of. Because, I mean, these people were putting millions of dollars in cash over the counter. You need to check that new audit report of GAC.
Oh, I don't know which one specifically, because almost like 84 now that on the docket. I don't know, because there are so much that they put out there for you to keep track of them. Central Bank. All right. Okay. Central Bank specifically. Okay.
Just look at it. I mean, oh my God.
But the way they mentor the report, then how we get the original Central Bank report? Because I learned that he's scrapping off their website.
Who?
The GSC commissioner. Except somebody got a copy of the Central Bank report separately, but the one that they posted on their website, they took everything down.
Prime radio had it this morning, so maybe I can get in contact with them.
Yeah, we need a copy.
All is dangerous. It's bad for Liberia. Too bad.
Wow.
Maybe I need to look at it.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Maolo. I thought you were calling today. You get one computer there that you can tell me.
Breaking news.
You have no computer, bro. Okay. All right.
If I got something, I'll let you know.
I know you will. Yeah. So my people, yeah, we're gonna call it a day, but I thought we got the first 1 or 2% to donate something towards that computer thing, so we can continue with it tomorrow.
Yep.
But maybe if we got nothing today, we'll do it tomorrow. But if, like I said, we don't actually need the money. If you get a computer there, that will solve our problem.
Any operational desktop.
Any desktop.
Be sophisticated.
Yeah, but at least now the i3 process, that will be very slow. So for Labrador standard, the minimum at least i5 or 7 will be good. Yeah. So so Monk, the whole thing, the government, everything we say here, they always come to vindicate us. So the last time, the 2 times he attempted to speak for the Senate, he put his foot in his mouth. Or we would say he shot himself in the foot. And today again, he did the same thing. Do you think Daron will be better off keeping quiet as opposed to coming to always inflict, some wound on himself?
Say that again. You said because you said what?
You think Daron will be better off to shut up as opposed to coming up every time to can get some can inflict some wound on himself?
Well, I don't think he's inflating wound on himself. He's trying to tell you that they are the one in control of the rescue train and they're going to make decisions. So since the president is not the one to talk on this issue, they are the one who making the calls, will be the one to speak on it. They believe that they see an opening, like I said, a political opening, and they will do what they plan to do. They're not going to change, Mr. Cannon. That's why we're going to believe, and nobody is going to chastise them. And Chairman Belete said it right. You would think that in a normal country, Daron will be questioned by lawmakers, because whether you're from the Unity Party or from any other party, this is total constitutional. There is a constitutional violation to be a lawmaker interfering into the executive and pretending to be someone from the executive as the spokesperson for the executive, because you said it right from the beginning to show there are people who are charged with the responsibility to speak on behalf of the government. But you're talking about the guy who's supposed to be keeping the executive in check and providing oversight is the one speaking, as if to say he's speaking on behalf of the entire executive branch. That's a gross violation, but he will get away because that's Liberia. So it's not strange to me. Matter of fact, he said first in, last out. And he thinks that we who are questioning, or even the people that question the rescue mission, that we are all stupid, we are all dumb. We don't know what it takes to, because they came to, he contradicted himself. He said, they came to stop the bleeding, but they themselves have committed more mistake. I said, oh, brother, that's a contradiction right there.
Yeah, so they said they came to stop the bleeding.
Yes.
But then at the same time, they're making appointment out of order.
Yeah. And they are committed more mistake.
And then they have done more mistake, and they are engaged in corruption. They're engaged in stealing. So what kind of bleeding they stop now?
Yeah. And not even the fact that they are committed more mistake.
But then they're inflicting more wounds.
Yeah. And the statement, the thing I enjoy about that statement, not only the fact that they are committing more mistake, he's saying that in their war, mistake mean their growth, they are learning. You see how the guy get confused himself. That's what he said. They came to stop the bleeding, but they are committing more mistake. But in their war, committing more mistake mean that they are learning, which means they are better off than the people who inflicted the wound on Liberia. I mean, speaking of the CDC-led government. So we will see tomorrow again. We'll do as much as we can on the show to enlighten our people. We will keep telling them. That's why they want SKTV out, because SKTV will go where the other people would dare not go. They want to play. Our people less sensationalism, so they let news that can bring views. And we could care less about views on the show. We pick the news that are important, that people need to know, and that's why they hate about SKTV. So when the chairman said they want us out, it's not screens to me.
We know that. We had that many times.
We are fully aware.
Yeah. So we are aware of that. So my people, thank you.
All right, man. We'll call it for a day.
Yeah, my man, thank you for your time and everything. So to everybody, somebody say Abby been on the ability best friend. The man said it. Ability said he's been baking with the guy. Ability was here actually defending the guy. But we are not accusing the guy of anything. We're accusing Joseph Nyima Bwaga of conflict of interest. Yeah, so we're not accusing the guy, but Joseph Bwaga himself said on the video that he took money from the bank more than 5 times, and now he's appointing a man to be the central bank governor. Joseph Bwaga is noted for all those things. He appointed his nephew as Minister of Internal Affairs after himself confessing that he's a killer. And now the other crazy Peking who is overzealous now say that he can kill people. He do. But anyway, I'll tell you something more behind the scene.
Okay. For me, the reason I came back because I was leaving, I just want to remind people who are non-technical, when people say R5 or R7, you only mean the processor, how fast the computer is. So I hope you understand that, because
okay, I got to make it clear.
Because when you say R5, they say what? I don't know R4 let me talk about. No, the computer processor should be at least up to 5 or 7 for the speed of the computer. Yeah. And whether it's an ADM, whether it's an Intel processor, when you go to a store or when you get a computer, just know that it's at least R5. It will be compatible with the stuff he wants to run. That's why I came back.
Exactly. Thank you for the clarification. Yeah, because I know a little bit about IT, so I just thinking that everybody would just understand it that way. Yeah.
Processor, the speed.
So that the speed of the computer. So the one that if it less than R5, it is like i3. All those just little Chromebook,
it won't be compatible with your program you want to run.
Yeah, most of the software says you can't download it in it. Yeah, so we will not be able to, take the load.
Yeah.
It will be too heavy, and the computer will crash.
Right, yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
just in case you get a computer, once it's R5 or 7, then you're good to go. If you want to give us the computer now.
That one, if I say that one buy,
then I want super.
I want a bump. So long as so long as alpha and up, it's good. Yeah, thank you, Mom. So my people here, thank you. We appreciate your time. We'll see you tomorrow. And hopefully, we'll get some people helping us with the computer tomorrow. Maybe somebody will have a computer there back home. If you don't have it, then we have to try to raise the fund for the computer as soon as possible so we can have people able to make calls and we can, with more clarity. Thank you so much. We love you all and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.